We take you live to Edmonton, where Prime Minister Mark Carney is speaking to reporters as he meets with his caucus in Edmonton. Let's listen in.
To start the campaign off in a good way. And so she's starting our fall session off in the right way. Thank you again, Irene, for your best wishes. You know, you come back home, we all go back home when we can, even if it's mentally, virtually, to draw on the values and the friendships that you have. And Edmonton is where I learned the values that this group is putting together, values of hard work, solidarity, humility, learning from our mistakes, always trying to be better. And as I said, I launched my leadership campaign back in January. And it was a time when the crisis was not as obvious. We thought McDavid was going to be re-signed quickly. We would already have the cup by now. But the crisis facing our country, in all seriousness, was just coming into perspective, you think back at the start of January. And many didn't foresee the scale of the changes that would be required in response to this crisis. And these are changes that this government, you, are now delivering. So it is my great honor to return to Edmonton in the great company of 168 fellow Liberal MPs who are absolutely focused on the work ahead. Thank you for that. And that work ahead is to protect our communities, to build big, and to empower Canadians. Empower Canadians with safer neighborhoods, stronger borders, better jobs, and brighter futures. You know, when I think about building big, I think about a former member of the Liberal caucus, and I just want to take a moment to acknowledge, as others have this week, a national hero, a personal idol, whom we lost last week. Ken Dryden, 6-time Stanley Cup champion, 5-time Vezina Trophy winner, the only person, I say this with confidence, the only person who will ever win the Conn Smythe Trophy for most valuable player in the playoffs before they won the Calder Trophy, the Rookie of the Year. Dedicated public servant, including as Minister of Social Development in Paul Martin's government, an inspiration, Christia, I know, to you and others. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little longer. You may not get to the other side of the mountainside, but you delivered childcare. You delivered childcare for Canadians. You know, few Canadians have given more or stood taller for our country, and he has a life that held many lessons for all of us. I remember as a kid when Ken took a year out at the peak of his playing career to go back to his studies, to go articling. Give you a sense of a bit of balance in the life. I mean, if you can call being a lawyer balance, but hey, diversity, you can. I know a lot of this room can call that balance. But he also included this observation, I remember hearing it before, that politics is like hockey. It doesn't build character, it reveals it. Okay. And the character of our government will be revealed by our focus and our delivery. Our focus and our delivery. We're all here to get big things done for Canadians at a scale and a pace that hasn't happened for generations. And that means, well, a lot has happened since January, since we saw each other at Laurier Heights. The change is only just beginning. The change is only just beginning. The spring session of Parliament was all about action. The swearing in of our cabinet was among the fastest following election ever. The beginning of new Parliament was the most rapid in Canadian history. We did not waste time. On day one, our government canceled the consumer carbon tax because it was divisive. We brought down the price of gas for all Canadians. We cut taxes to reduce the cost of housing for first-time home buyers, immediately making the goal of home ownership a reality for more Canadians, especially young Canadians just starting out. Yeah. We cut taxes for the middle class. Thank you, Minister of Finance. We cut taxes for the middle class, delivering tax savings for 22 million Canadians. No. Because this room knows, because you know your constituents, you know that people have been hurting, you know that affordability has been a challenge. So delivering that savings up to $840 a year for a two-income family. Nous avons rédigé, déposé et adopté.
We have drafted, tabled, and adopted a law, the Build Canada Act. This legislation brings down federal barriers between provinces and releases Canada's potential to build big. Build big like Ken Dryden. Build major projects of national interest that will connect and transform our economy. We've worked urgently and with determination, and we've done so since our very first sitting. And we have started off as we plan to continue.
We passed that Building Canada Act with bipartisan support to unleash the potential of the combination of one Canadian economy and a series of transformative nation-building projects. We fulfilled our election promise. We eliminated all federal barriers to interprovincial trade by Canada Day. And over the summer, we opened the new Major Projects Office right here in Alberta to have a single point of contact to get those nation-building projects built faster by streamlining and accelerating regulatory approvals and by helping to coordinate financing. This summer, we also held 3 summits to engage First Nations, Inuit, and Métis leadership on their priorities and their opportunities for economic ownership and broader benefits from these generational transformation in the Canadian economy. We have to get that right. In recent weeks, we've launched historic initiatives and investments to protect workers in those sectors most affected by U.S. tariffs and to help our businesses build their competitiveness and diversify their products and their markets. We're providing billions of dollars of liquidity and capital, as well as targeted regulatory relief, so businesses have the time and the resources they need to seize new opportunities. And we're ensuring that hundreds of thousands of workers can get the skills that they'll need to participate in the new economy. Last week, we also launched the most comprehensive Buy Canadian program in our nation's history. We will be our own best customer, and in doing so, we'll create more jobs for our workers in steel, aluminum, auto, forest products, and beyond. And when we combine this approach with our new defense and industrial strategies, we will help create entirely new Canadian industries, not just with tens of thousands of jobs, but hundreds of thousands of high-paying careers. So, from day one, if I bring those together, we've relentlessly focused on our core mission, which is to empower Canadians by building Canada's economic strength. Now, we have to be clear, we have to continue to be clear with Canadians that this won't always be easy. What's happening, as I said earlier, in the global economy, partly in jest, but this is serious now, what's happening in the global economy is not a transition. It's a rupture. It is a major change in a fast period of time. The U.S. is fundamentally transforming all of its trading relationships, not just with Canada. The effect is profound. It's displacing workers. It's disrupting supply chains. It's causing immense uncertainty that's curbing investment and increasing unemployment. We're over the shock, but we should never forget the lessons. We have to look out for ourselves, and we have to take care of each other. Now, as I say, the impact of those tariffs, that economic uncertainty is slowing that business investment, it's increasing unemployment. Our response to this can't be slogans. It can't. and our horizon can't be short-term. We have to transform our economy from one that's reliant on a single trading partner, too reliant on that single trading partner, to one that's more resilient, one that's built for Canadian workers and their families on the strong foundation of Canadian industries and supported by new, diverse trading partners. That's how we're going to create greater certainty.
We've been listening to Prime Minister Mark Carney addressing the Liberal caucus on a retreat in his hometown over the course of 3 days. Just talking about a lot of the challenges and also the priorities for the Liberal government moving forward as Parliament resumes next week.